Hi everyone. Today I'm going to demonstrate the Claude new feature, recording options. And Claude has announced the new features where you can enable the recording and for any repeatable task. And then it will create a skills and it execute the skills wherever there is a repeated task. Take an example of if you have any web applications where you have two or three, let's say take a simple applications like you need to fill the forms where you need to check some different data source and fill the forms. Those kind of activity can be completely automated. Let me try it out. I open the Claude. You need to have a Claude desktop. You cannot use a Claude web. You need to have a Claude desktop and you need to have a pro plan to execute this task. And if you come here, there's a chat option, there's a cowork. You need to come to the cowork. There is an option called record skill. If you click on record skill, it can start recording your screen. Okay, let me do this, start recording this. Okay, let me, and make sure that you're not sharing any password or anything. And what demo example I'm going to demonstrate is I have a simple task. This is a Google form I need to fill. And there we have multiple entries in the spreadsheet, which I'm going to read this and going to try it out. Okay. So this is the first time I'm trying. Okay. So let me do the start recording. Yes, click on start recording and it will allow you, it will ask to get an access to allow. So let me take this information and let me open the Chrome. Okay, let me open the Chrome. Okay, let me open the Chrome. So I'm doing dual recording. I'm recording this with the Zoom at the same time I'm recording here. So this is a task I want to do it. Let me minimize these two. Okay, this is, so from here this task started. I have a Google form. Okay, I have a Google form. Similar manner, I have one more form where we have a spreadsheet. So here you go. This is a spreadsheet I need to use. And what I'm trying to do is it's just an event registration form. I need the manually, these are all the data I have. Think like if it is a database or any other web portal, you need to come here. So take an example. I'm taking this email address, giving this email address. Okay. Manage. Uh, anyone editor view. Anyone with this link. Done. Okay. Save. So now I have to refresh this form. 1 minute. Publish. Copy responder link. Shorten URL. Okay, this is my URL. So if you look at it, this is my URL. This is what I have to fill. Okay. So this is my short URL. When I enter it, it is opening. So here, this is the data source I need to copy. I need to enter here. And if I have first name, take a first name and type it. If it's a last name, enter the last name. And then you need to take an email ID and go on. You need to give email ID and it's a phone number and a food option, gluten free. So I have a gluten free and the t-shirt size. Yes. And then event date is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I'm going to click on yes. And I'm going to take 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I submitted. Great. Now let me submit another response so that at least we give a two example of the skills so that when we want to automate rest of the entries, which is a very manual and tedious task, can be automated using the record skills. And email ID, Priya Patel. No need to worry about this data or PA data. And again, this is very important, guys. If you're using any PA data, make sure we got our right approvals to do this task. Okay, because whenever we are recording the recordings, we need to check whether it is storing locally or is it storing outside, and all those things we need to check. S size and 8 to 2, 8 to 2. Okay, so that's it. I have done this task and it's captured 229 steps, and I'm just click saying that done. So it is processing all. Once it's done, it is recording all the session, all the information. It is understanding. It takes some time. Wait for some time. It is thinking. So then it is going to create a skills or list of options to do it. So only thing I don't know how we have to try it out is, imagine there is a date spreadsheet we are taking. It's a web application. Imagine if you want, rather than it is a web application, you want to change if you want to change this to the backend API, how are we going to do? We don't know. We have to test this here. Okay. Um, it is trying to build a skill. It say create, fill the remaining rows now. Or we can say create a reusable skills and fill the remaining. This is giving the prompt. Okay, it is saying that I watched your recording. You copied each row from the event registration entry sheet into the event registration form and submitting one registration test at a time. And you did it two members. As an example, mention you want to automate the rest. I'm saying create a skill also and fill the remaining also. We click on both. Um, this is where my question comes. Okay, I need to test this exercise. If I say create a reusable skills, it will create a skills. Okay. And I said both, which is going to automate that. So if I say automate, it is going to open a Chrome browser. It's supposed to open a Chrome browser and look at both of my web URL. And if any credential need to be there, we need to be in a browser session, then it automatically read it and it will execute it. Okay. See this doing it. I'll fill the remaining registration now and also save the reusable skill. Let me set up and connect to your browser session. Okay. So it is going to open a browser session. Okay. When if you want to open a browser session, you need to have a Claude in a Chrome. Okay. Okay. If we go, you can see there is a plugin called Claude in the Chrome. Okay, it is saying allow Claude to use a browser on docs.google.com. See, this is where I really need to know how an enterprise security come into the picture. So for now, I say allow for this website. Uh, so now fetch the sheet as a CSV from the authenticated browser context. Use the used Cloud in Chrome integration. So I use a Claude in my Chrome. See, if you look at it, this is the one I already added. So let me see. Recorded demands. Okay. Scripted fetched was blocked. Let me navigate directly to this CVS export. Okay. To make the live easy, we may end up in giving this information. Okay. So let me go and recorded demonstration. Okay, it is happening. Let me go and check this URL where I have a response done. So this is an entry and this is a form. If I go to the form, you can see the responses. I supposed to have two responses, but now, but end of this skill execution, the expectation is how many entries we have. We have almost say 26 entries, right? All the 26 entries need to be get completed. That's expectation. Let us see how does it faring. Well, the script fetcher was blocked. Let me navigate directly to this CSV export instead. Use Chrome action. So it is navigating to the spreadsheet, reading the page text, So the best way I can say is you give the URL, uh, submit another user response, right? You give this URL, okay? Event registration site is this, and event registration entries is this. Okay, if you enter it, this will give them the enough context. So when we give this kind of information, it will be very useful, but the skills won't be generic. Okay. But uh, see, this is what a user helpfully send the URL. Let me recover the tab and read the data cleanly. Okay. So it is creating the tab. See, this is a tab it is creating. Let us run, let it run. So it takes some time. Um, to make our life easy, we can remove more response. Say we can keep only 9 response so that it run through fast. Okay. Let's say only it's supposed to finish under 6 response. So navigating, capturing a page, waiting 3 seconds, navigating to this HTTP docs, waiting for 3 seconds. So I'm more interested in seeing the reusable skill, how that skill file got generated, right? So but I want to see how the execution is also executed. The best way I can see this, since I am doing this for the first time, the best way I can see is first to get out the skill, and later you can keep modifying the skill, um, and then execute it. Okay, skill has a role, and skill has all the required actions to be taken. The correct sheet ID use capital I's. Now let me read the data. Keep erroring. Let me try out the exact URL you provided. The correct sheet ID used capital I's. Now let me read the data. What's happening? It is checking the spreadsheet first. See, it works well for a simple thing like if you're booking your flight tickets, if you're booking, and that you can use a browser action to do it. Okay. It's taking quite some time. Let's see. It's still thinking, okay, that means the action was not taken yet. I go, the two things manually we edited has this information. There's no action response. See the recorded demands. It says tick. That means it's supposed to execute it. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me download this sheet because let's help the. Okay, this is what happening. Okay, it is struggling a lot. Let me help something. I will download the shape. Download this as an Excel file. And then I say, this is the form to fill. Okay. I'm providing the sheet as attachment. Can you fill the form? So so I'm using a high-end model only. I'm using Opus 4.8. Okay. So it is a high-end model. Let's see how does it happen. I'm just going to use the app script, base script to do this. It seems it is done. Let's see. I don't see it. Let's see. Okay, it is updated the task used to Claude in a Chrome. Completed task, started task, running a page script. Wow. See, this is able to do it for four. Fantastic. At least I need to see another two. Wow. You see, in the response, it is automatically updated the response. Previously, we have only two, we have now seven. And test submission for Amit Saxena, now it's submitting the remaining four. So how many entries we have? We have enter Rahul Nair is there. Let's see how much is there. Yeah, I think it's all completed. Good, good. And each people have the response. Priya, last name, Priya, okay. Okay, so, okay, this is just Google form. All five submitted with the Google returning recorded conference. Let me verify that actually landed by checking the form response count. Let me visually confirm the response count, opening the form response tab in a fresh tab. It is opening the form response also. Since it's recorded my form response, it is going to check the form response also. Verified. It went to the form response and it confirmed. Yes. Now let me draft the reusable skill. Let me consult the skill created for the form or format. Let's see how the skill looks like. See, the ideally speaking, the best way, right? So going forward, if you are doing this kind of task, be better to get the skill, and we need to check rather than the web if this need to go to the backend database to connect it, whether we can have a reusable code execution scripts. That means very simple. We can create a Python code, or even we can create a Java code where it connect to the database and with the proper parameters which need to be filled, and the skill when it is executing step by step. Let's say step one, it will go open the browser. The step two, it need to go and collect from the database. It run this code execution, which is a very deterministic code, which can go connect to the database, get this information, and pass this as a parameter. The next skill is going to update the browser, and the fourth skill is doing the validation, and fifth skill is to just say confirmation. That's the kind of things we need to do. Let's say this is a reusable skill. I have a saved skill now. Let me save skill. Okay, I love this skill. This is a skill form, guys. Okay, this is a skill form. Bulk submit rows from the Google Sheet. It has a proper skills format name, seeds to Google form, and it giving the description and take the row by data source, when to stop submitting the form. Exactly. This is what we need to do. Let's say if it is connecting to the notebook, if it is connecting to the database, this need to be changed, which is more of a code execution skill. Let's go. Okay. Mm. Yeah, it is discover the form field, key points, running. Okay. The next action I need to do is I need to just to change this is the parameterize I'm talking about. This is the parameters we need to test it. It's doable. Only thing, the biggest, it's we can automate. Okay, if you have a web to web, but at the back end rather than the data, you can it can be a database, it can be API. You can do this one. One challenge is how are we going to handle the security? Okay, and when we do the recording, where does this recording lands? Okay, that's the second thing we need to think about. And the reusable skills, if the task is similar and there is not cognitive uh, human cognitively apply. Let's say somebody is reading the document and they have one more desktop procedure, and then they read this through their eyes, okay, where it says if A is so and so, then make the decision form, fill the form as no. If the A is having a different parameter, fill the form as no. That if you are doing the recording, even though you do the recording, the cognitively we cannot translate that into the skill unless you while you're recording you do the proper voiceover to cover all the edge cases that will give them the right context. Okay, it's a good option to try with. We need to try with a very simple use case and cascade to the multiple thing, but this has to be tested end to end before say that it's really worked onto it. Okay guys, this is the new features mm, from the Claude record skill, and you need to have an updated version. I tried to use my old desktop version, it not worked. You need to have updated version. Just try to delete it and download the new version and test it out. Okay, that's all I want to explain. Have a great day. This is a good session to share with everyone. Amazing.